It's nice to meet you, Courtney.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm going to be your new counselor for the 10 weeks.
Okay.
Before I ask any questions, we're going to talk about confidentiality, and anything that you have to tell me is going to stay here, except for if you disclose harm to self, harm to others, or any criminal activity that has brought you subpoenaed to court.
Okay.
So, how how are you today?
I'm doing good today. Yeah, I did an interview for my placement, so I think that went well.
Are you enjoying the session?
Yeah.
And how is school going for you?
School is good. I just started my first year at Durham College for social service worker, and I feel pretty confident about it so far. It is a little stressful though, so I would say that.
Thank you for letting me know how school is going for you.
Yeah.
Have you made any friends?
I have, yeah, I've definitely made some friends, which I'm really thankful for. They help with the stress, being able to like bounce ideas off of each other and study together.
And have you checked out any clubs?
Um,
Which activities do you like to do? What are your hobbies?
I like to read. I love to read romance. I didn't know that.
They had posters around the hallway at school.
That's interesting. I should definitely look into that.
They started their reading club in October. You could check the QR code and see if they're still continuing it.
Yeah, I should do that. Definitely.
Are you doing well in school?
I am. I have like 80s and 90s in all my classes, so I'm pretty happy with my grades. I feel like I work hard enough for them.
That's good to hear.
Thank you. I just think that I stress myself out thinking like about the assignments, and like I put too much pressure on myself.
It can help to de-stress, and eventually we can get into some questions on how you can de-stress yourself.
Okay.
And do you think you'll be on the honor roll?
Yeah, I think so.
That is definitely good to hear.
Yeah.
And if we can talk about ways we could de-stress, then it could help you achieve even greater in college.
Yeah, for sure.
There are lots of different ways that one can de-stress at college. Have you looked at ways that can help with de-stressing, like self-care lists?
Yeah, I find, well, coming to this session, therapy is one of them. But then other than that, I like to like shower off the day. Like at the end of the day, like just take a shower and just like let go of all the stress before I go to bed. I find that helps. And then just doing things I enjoy, hanging out with people that I enjoy being around. That's what I kind of do to de-stress.
Some of the things I do to de-stress are drawing pictures and spending time with my animals, which also are a form of friends. So
Yeah.
spending time with friends can help with de-stressing.
Yeah, I have a cat. I spend time with her, so that definitely, she's my best friend. Yeah, I definitely feel that.
And I do have something to show you.
Perfect.
It's a little app, and it's called PulseFit. I'll show in the video. If you click on PulseFit,
Yeah.
and they show some of the little things that would help with de-stressing.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a little button on checking your stress level.
That's interesting.
And then you click on it and put your finger on the stress thing, and it will show you how to de-stress.
Right.
There are many, many ways to work on de-stressing. Have you checked out stress balls?
Yeah, I have. I have one, but my cats like to destroy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
One option could be getting a locker to put the stress balls into.
Yeah, definitely.
It's easier said than done, but it's one of the ways that you could keep your stress balls safe, that the cat can't get into them.
Yeah.
The other option is the top shelf of the pantry.
Yeah.
Your cats,
they're uncontrollable. They're unstoppable. Yeah. I love them too much to correct them. What about you? Your animals climb everywhere.
I only have a dog and 2 rabbits and a bird. So, in a way, it's not as stressful. But no matter what type of animal you have, there's positive sides to think of them.
Yeah.
So after going through about the stress ball,
Yeah.
have you tried yoga or?
Yeah, like meditation. Yeah, I have. I like doing guided meditations, like from YouTube videos, because I find like sitting there and trying to like meditate, I just get bored. But when it's like guided and somebody's like talking me through it, I find it a lot easier. And I tried yoga, but I'm not very flexible, so
Yoga takes lots of practice.
so much practice.
You have to start from level 1
Yeah.
and work your way up.
Yeah, for sure. But it definitely makes you feel good. And like working out, going to the gym, I like to do that. I don't do it as often as I should. I've only gone once in the past 2 years. But it's definitely, I definitely like going, and it's a good way to like de-stress.
When I was your age, I liked yoga poses, but I had to learn that the breathing in yoga is the most important part.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
And you like reading, and if reading helps with de-stressing, that could be an option.
Yeah, definitely.
And when it comes to reading, like you could set yourself like a certain amount of time for reading and a certain amount of time for schoolwork. And another part, to not procrastinate.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a big procrastinator, so I think that helps me a lot too. I feel like I get so stressed. I have to get it done. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get it done right now. Get it over and done with, and then I don't procrastinate.
That is very helpful.
Yeah.
According to you, stress is a moment of
Like panic.
yes.
Yeah.
Stress is just a moment for you, then you get over it.
Well, I would say yes, but sometimes it's a very long moment.
Okay.
Like, there's times where I'm stressed for like a really long time, but then sometimes I just get stressed for a little bit of time, and then I ask for help, or I like, figure it out on my own.
In a moment like that, brainstorming can be a very helpful part.
Yeah.
You work through the stress doing your schoolwork with brainstorming.
Yeah, definitely. Or just like brainstorming with family. I find that helps too.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Or just like brainstorming with family. I find that helps too.
Okay.
Getting their input and ideas.
Which career would you like to someday get into?
I want to work in a shelter for people who have experienced domestic violence.
I have the same interest as well.
Yeah.
And I would like to be able to work with a variety of people all over the world. And when you're interested in working at a women's shelter for women who experience domestic violence, what steps would you like to take to help you towards this career?
Well, going to school. That's the biggest
That's
one.
the first one.
Yeah, doing my placement.
And there's the in between of school and placement, like the assignments that are on your list, as well as listening to all the things that you learn in class, and even like reflecting, how well do I know the things that the teacher talked about?
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully after I go to school, I'll be able to work in a women's shelter.
And it's a 2-year process.
Yeah.
And you have your first placement coming up, and then your second placement will happen on your second year.
Yes.
What do you think you like to learn from your placements?
I would love to learn how to de-escalate a client in crisis, which is a big goal.
Yes.
It's definitely hard to do, but I think that would be very beneficial for me to learn how to do. Beneficial for the clients and beneficial for me as a learner. I want to learn how to. I want to like enhance my interviewing and counseling skills. I want to be able to lead individual and group therapies. Yeah.
And there's lots of steps towards learning how to do those things. Practice helps.
Yeah.
And learning to de-escalate a client in crisis is much easier said than done.
Oh, for sure.
What do you think you'll do to help you with learning how to de-escalate? It can be a very stressful situation, more stressful than schoolwork.
Yeah. I think I have some personal experience with it, so I think that helps. So playing with my personal experience. And then I know that the place where I'm going to do my placement, they do like mock interviews.
Okay.
So they kind of role play it with you. So you get some hands-on experience of how to de-escalate situations.
Mock interviews are very helpful.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned about your experience that helps you get the idea of de-escalating, what is your experience? What does your experience look like?
Interesting question. I know somebody who has tried to commit suicide. Yeah. So I know from that person how it feels to be in crisis. If that makes sense.
What type?
The biggest thing I think you can do is to just be there, be present, listen to them. I think a lot of times people feel like nobody cares about them. And I think that the best thing you can do is show that you care. Whether that's making them dinner, or it's listening to them talk, or it's just literally sitting there with them and being there and being like you're not alone. I think
Those are helpful ideas.
Mhm.
And being present could be much more helpful than just a phone conversation.
Mhm.
So it sounds like you're on a good path of learning
Yeah.
and you're going to do well in life.
Oh, thank you.
And there are steps to take.
Definitely.
And one of the things I can give for advice would be like journaling how you have learned and how you have worked on managing your emotions at a much better level,
Yeah.
and can track down ideas that you use for de-stressing and check if they worked or didn't work.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there any more questions you have to ask?
No, I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Thank you for having me today.
And thank you for showing up and sharing some of your information.
Of course.
I'll have the information recorded, and for our next session, we'll be able to follow up with it.
Okay.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, sounds great.